the sale to Dalian Wanda was a journey. We had, at that point, the company had been owned by private equity interests for the better part of 8-9 years. They were looking for an exit. That's what private equity guys do. We'd explore any number of options and alternatives. Dalian Wanda had global aspirations. Huge company based in China. Their primary business is commercial real estate, but they play very actively. In fact, they are the largest cinema operator in China. Our being available for sale, essentially, by a private equity owners, gave Dalian Wanda the opportunity to not only branch out of China, but to, in the way and in the transaction coming together, it allowed them to become the #1 cinema exhibitor in the world on a combined basis. For us, it was historic, not only for the company, but also in the relations between China and the U.S. At the time, it was the single largest purchase of a U.S. company by any Chinese entity. The fact that it was a private Chinese company, not a government entity, made it even more significant. So we were able to blaze some trails in that regard. The way that the deal came about was because not only were they interested, but our approach to their interest was very open-minded. They were long-term strategic buyers. They were not money people. They were not financial people. Of course, the numbers have to work, and of course, the price had to be right. And those elements are they're not dismissed or ever forgotten. But it was much more than that. There were many who were nervous about it. There were many who, perhaps not overtly, but quietly, were opposed to the idea. We were able to address all those fears. We were able to address all of the concerns. We actually wound up having a little bit of fun with the thing. I distinctly remember the first time that we were able to disclose a transaction to our employees in one of our town hall meetings. I put up a picture of one of the Wanda cinemas in China. And side by side, I put up a picture of one of our own auditoriums. As luck would have it, they use red in their color palette. And those two pictures side by side, I then challenged my own team to say, okay, so which one is ours and which one is theirs? And the fact is you couldn't tell them apart. Unless you knew, you couldn't tell which one was here in the US and which one was actually in China. And that gave us, that simple exercise gave us common ground. And at the end of the day, it was really about all of the common ground. They are interested in the same things that we're interested in. They are capitalists, in spite of what you may read in the paper. This was a financial transaction that has worked out very well for them. Essentially a year and a quarter after they purchased a company, we took it through an IPO, and they doubled their money, just about, in that transaction. So make no mistake, at the end of the day, the platforms, the things that are in common, what unites us, is far more important than what separates us. The language and the culture, sure, they're different. The approach to things, sure, they're different. But we both seek success, and we both seek to have that success shared with others. So it's been an interesting almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in a couple of weeks that I was in Beijing for the big announcement to the press in one of their headquarter buildings.